When my child was born, after around 2 years when she was, I found out that she has a certain condition called DDH. That is development dysplasia of hip. She had a malformation of hip bone with no socket, and she had a left leg shorter than the other leg.
Wow.
So that was a devastating time. We never expected something happening like this.
Yeah.
During her surgeries, it was expensive. It was not very easy spending
Yeah.
in a period of 5 years, 40 lakhs and all.
Yeah.
But when we were doing it, so that time people used to say, and in our country, like getting our girl child married is more important than anything else. So people used to say, why you're spending on her such a huge amount for just for a correction. Again, her studies are left out. Again, her marriage is left out. So
Yeah.
how are you going to manage this?
Yeah.
Let even if she is limping or even if she is having, let her manage with this. That is the time when me and my husband Philip, we together jointly decided whatever it might be, let's put our hands together and fight out this particular battle.
Wow. Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 31 of the Dairy Mom podcast. My name is Diana Adair. I am the founder of the Dairy Mom. We inspire, educate, and empower mothers who may be struggling to reclaim their dreams or who may have temporarily set aside their ambitions due to the demands of motherhood. On the Dairy Mom podcast, we bring you powerful stories from audacious mothers around the world who defy societal expectations and harness their strength to juggle both roles of motherhood and the pursuit of their personal and professional ambitions successfully. Before we begin today's episode, I want to take a moment to say thank you. Thank you to all of our new subscribers, our new viewers, and to all who have been with us from the beginning. I appreciate you all very much. And if you are yet to subscribe to our channel, please do so by hitting the subscribe button. This helps our channel to grow. Today's episode is the first part of our two-part series, Raising with Resilience. What do you do when you find yourself in an unexpected situation where your child is diagnosed with one disability or the other? How do you cope with the news at first? How do you raise this child in a way that he or she becomes mentally strong and emotionally stable? How do you build their self-esteem? How do you, as a parent, cope with this new dynamic, both mentally and emotionally? To help us navigate this conversation is no other person than Dr. Rini Mathai, who is joining us all the way from India. Dr. Rini Mathai is a highly accomplished educator, counselor, and holistic well-being specialist with over 22 years of experience. She empowers individuals, families, and educators to overcome emotional challenges, cultivate mindful habits, and develop leadership skills. A specialist in positive psychology, Dr. Rini focuses on fostering emotional resilience, building stronger relationships, and guiding individuals towards meaningful personal growth. Her expertise includes parental coaching, youth mentoring, educator wellness, and mental health support, all delivered with a compassionate and creative approach. Dr. Rini's programs have helped transform the lives of over 1,000 individuals, helping them achieve lasting positive changes in their emotional and professional well-being. She aims to inspire people to live balanced, purposeful lives by integrating mind, body, and spirit. If you're ready for today's episode, grab your pens and notebooks and join me as I speak to our special guests. Hello, Dr. Rini. Welcome to the Dairy Mom podcast. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. Thank you for asking, Diana.
Okay, thank you so much for honoring our invitation to share your story with us on this podcast. And we are so privileged and honored to have you here today. I'm looking forward to a very interesting conversation today. As I read in your profile, you are a doctor, and then you are you're a psychologist, you're a counselor. We'll come into all of that and how you manage to juggle, parenting and this big title that you have on you. And then you're also the founder and CEO of Rini Holistic Wellness. That's a big one. So we want to come into all of that. But as usual, when we get started, I would ask you to take us through your background a bit as a child. I know sometimes it's weird, but I like to delve deeper into what childhood was like for you. What were some of the parenting dynamics you observed, and how did that shape you into becoming the person you are today?
Yeah. So as a child, my whole till the become a graduate and independent person, till that it was a strict childhood. You have to your opinion matters, though they will listen, but it is not taken into consideration. If you disobey or if you do something different, you are punished. And there was physical punishment also, like when you get beaten. That was the kind of childhood I had, very strict childhood. Communication, emotional communication with parents was almost not there. It was almost to nil. Yes. And to a certain extent, when I become parent, I was using my instinct, but at the same time, I also carried forward this legacy to a certain period of time. For certain situations. Certain situations I was very careful because I had determined before my child was born that I won't do this kind of parenting anymore.
Okay.
But there are certain things unknowingly, since it has been inbuilt in us, as we observed and learned as a child, we were carrying it forward also.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
when I was doing, and it's like breaking a stiff uh, it's a breaking a stiff neck, or you can say a stiffness when you try to break. When you do the same, you bring the legacy from one era to another era. So I found that I'm making it more difficult for myself and my child also.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
So when I felt that this was difficult, that is where I started bringing changes.
Okay.
I'm not saying that I've done a perfect parenting, but I have learned from my mistakes and corrected it.
Wow.
There are so many instances I remember now. Sometimes I laugh, sometimes I feel sorry that I have done this. But sometimes I also feel that, okay, I have done something good, that I have learned from this and evolved from it.
Wow, 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 wow. To put it into context, your background, where you grew up, and because you mentioned there was physical punishment as well if you did something as a child. I wanted to put it into context, like which region, like you grew up, or which part of the world you grew up in.
I'm from India.
Okay,
I grew up in a place in India called Odisha. I
okay,
stayed 42 years of my life in the capital state, the
okay,
capital of the state of Odisha,
okay,
that is called Bhubaneswar.
okay. Wow.
So, as such, I would say that when we were growing up, 80 to 85% of parenting was this kind of. We can't
Oh.
bring, we can't say it's a wrong or right,
Okay.
but that is what they have learned from their parents and that they have carried forward.
Transfer it onto the next generation, because you think this is the norm, because that's the culture. Parents
Yes.
punish their children, using physical punishment. There's no opportunity for you to have an emotional conversation with your parent. And so how did all of that, like, affect you as a child growing up? If you can share a little bit of that for us to know.
Yeah. It was like in today's date, if I think about, yeah, I laugh a lot on it also. But I had a fear of my parents, but at the same time, I became a rebel also. I used to show my anger unknowingly in different ways.
Okay.
By like, it was a strict that you have to attend the whole college.
Okay.
I used to sometimes bunk my colleges,
Okay.
and somebody they catch hold of me. I said, no, I wasn't there. No, he must have seen somebody else. I wasn't there. Though I know that I was there.
Wow.
So, so that kind of, though that was like, I'm not doing anything wrong, just being with my friends and just like passing my time, talking to them and connecting with them. But at the same time, I had a fear that if I'm out of my college and being in some other place, like in a restaurant or any place where we friends can meet, and they come and say there will be a scolding, why you have to, you should after the college, you should be coming home.
Mm, mm, mm.
So those kind of strictness was there.
Okay. Okay.
So,
Okay.
and this strictness has led me, I have got enough of beating, enough of scolding and everything done. That has set in the fear also, but at the same time, that has made me rebel also.
Okay. 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 Okay.
Which made me feel later part of my life that I don't want these kind of things happening with my child.
Okay. 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 Wow. So then when you became, because of your experiences, when you became a parent or when you became a mother, you were conscious of the fact that these things that have become like cultural like it's a cultural dynamic, and it's almost as if this is how you should raise a child and it's okay. Because of your experiences, you were very mindful of these things, and intentional about not transferring them to your own child. Wow, that
Yeah.
is
As,
beautiful.
as I said before, no, I certain things I knowingly shifted, certain things I unknowingly did also. The mistakes I also have done.
Okay.
I today I would say that I can claim myself. If you had asked me 20 years back, I wouldn't have said this. But today I say when I have come to, as you will come to know, and like as we progress, we'll come to know. So today I say that yeah, I have shifted myself from the mistakes, learned from my mistakes, and
Wow.
come to stage where I have corrected.
Wow.
A
Wow.
very small example where where here in India, like it's that parents are after the education of a child, right? So from this LKG onwards, we keep a tab on what is child writing, learning, how much smart she is scoring, and everything. So as a parent, when I used to drop my kid at school, so I used to watch all the most of the parents telling them, okay, these are the questions, this is how they come, where you should write. And after the exam, when they come out, you'll say how many questions you have attempted, and how many questions you couldn't write, what is the mistake you made. And children as young as of standard one, 6 years old, they used to tell. And for my daughter, she will prepare for the exam, she will give the exam. When if you ask how was your paper, she will say, Mama, when you get the report card, you will know. Now there is no point of asking this to me. So as a parent, looking at other parent, I felt really sad. My child is not bothered about her studies. That is what I felt in the beginning.
Okay. Okay.
So then few years passed, though I never used to fight with her, but this particular thing has to put me in a thought process that why this child is doing. So she used to say that when you get the report card anyway, you will know what I
You
have
know
written.
what I
You
wrote.
will see
Yeah.
my papers, you will see my report card. So anyway, you will know. So why I now discuss? So after few years, when slowly I left it out, I found out she was more a happier person.
Oh.
And as she grew up, there were challenges for her studies and all. She was scoring less also. But that didn't bring her to a stage that she lost her confidence.
Okay. Okay.
So she could build up her confidence after all the challenges and become a person what she is today. And she could do better in life. So
Wow.
those small changes that I brought made me feel that yes, this is where I have been mindful about it and taken care of.
Wow. Well, I have followed your work for some time, and I know as part of your counseling, you really prioritize, or one of the biggest things you talk about is mindful parenting. And you sharing that backstory of your childhood has really put that into perspective for me. And I'm glad since you became mindful about your parenting, you could see the results, in your child. She was generally, or she has become a much happier person and a more confident person than she otherwise would if you were just going the way every other parent, like in the culture you find yourself was going. Wow, wow, that is powerful. I want to jump into motherhood for you. At what point did motherhood come in, when you started your career, and when that, should I say, clash, or as also when motherhood clashes with career ambitions? When that happened, what would you say were some of the challenges that you know you probably didn't see coming as a mother, but it came to you? What were some of the challenges, and we'll come to how you navigated that.
Yeah, after 3 years of marriage, I was very determined that till the 3 years of marriage, I won't have a child because I want to connect with my partner and then I'll have a child. But when I wanted a child, I had certain physical condition because of which for me it was difficult to have a child. So there was a lot of chances of my child coming, like having certain kind of disability, impairment, or handicap. We can say anything that there was a chance which doctor have already told me. But somehow I had the confidence that no, I can bring out a child who is healthy enough to this world. So I went with my being a mother, ahead with the plan to be a mother. I took certain treatment and when my child was born, after around 2 years when she was, I found out that she has a certain condition called DDH. That is development dysplasia of hip. She had a malformation of hip bone with no socket, and she had a left leg shorter than the other leg.
Wow.
So that was a devastating time. We never expected something happening like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, so when we went to the doctors for checkup to find out why it has happened, how we can take care of it and all, we got different opinions, which didn't give us a confidence that we can put this child through any kind of surgeries or any kind of treatment that she can be cured or treated and she can live a better life.
Yeah.
So that was the time when me and my husband we determined to fight it out and give her the support that she needs so that she can be a better person in her life.
Yeah. Wow.
So that is the first challenging situation we had. And so whatever opinion we got from the doctor, we decided not to go for the surgeries because we didn't get a satisfactory answer.
Okay.
We were not confident enough to give our daughter for an experiment
Mm, 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 mm.
to anyone. So
Yeah.
we didn't do that. Yeah, many people said many things. We also, as she grew up and as she went into the society, joined the schools, it was a very challenging period.
Okay.
Not for, only for me, it was for her also. Every moment being negated, every moment being pushed out, not being included. And even if I'm standing behind and telling that I won't be like filing a lawsuit or anything, even something happens, I take the risk. Let her live the best or the as normal as possible. But there people were not ready to give me that kind of support that I needed.
Okay. Okay. Wow. Wow. Let me take a step back to what you said. Wow. You went to deliver, and of course, based on the situation or the circumstances, you really weren't expecting, like, to deliver, a healthy baby, because the doctors had told you there could possibly be some issues. and when you had your baby, she had a disability in her hip, and navigating all those challenges with the societal, pressures coming in. People didn't want to interact with you. The doctors weren't giving you anything satisfactory for you to say, okay, we are going to give you our daughter for to perform surgery. But then you held on to it and still pushed through. So tell us, so how was the journey? Because your daughter is in her 20s now, and I can just imagine like all the like in between all the challenges. So with you and your husband deciding you were going to take it up and then fight through it, can you walk us through a little bit of that period?
Yeah. So when we didn't get a satisfactory answer, we decided let her be as she is, and we will give her all the support that she needs. So we helped her and allowed her to learn whatever she wanted.
Okay.
With that limping leg, she learned a dance, she learned swimming,
Oh, wow.
she learned cycling also. She did, and she was like, yeah, she got a good teacher in her scout and guide group who was there to support her and to give her the opportunities that she needed.
Okay.
She was attending her scout and guide also. So
Wow.
every stage of her life, I was there talking to teacher, interacting with them wherever I could and wherever I could get the support. So we made sure, me and my husband made sure that we will give her everything that she
So she
needs.
needed. Okay. Okay.
We won't deprive her just because she is not able to walk
In
straight,
one
or
way.
she has a limping, or she has a deformity. Just because of that, she will be deprived of it.
Perfecting.
She was given the best opportunity according to our knowledge of that time. She was given. Unfortunately, when she was in standard 6 and she had gone for a trekking, after coming from there, she said, um, Mama, I can't bend my leg and sit on the floor. Like folding from my hip was difficult. It's painful. That is the next unseen challenge coming into our life. She started slowly having pain, not able to fold her leg, not able to do many activities.
Okay.
So again, there starts another journey of visiting doctors, connecting with people to understand who can help us. So
Okay.
that is when some of the doctors said, no, you should have brought her when she was born, and that is something called double diaper treatment.
Okay.
So if you had just put two diapers at a time, it would have been corrected. But we never knew that it was possible in India at that time, and the place where I reside, that it was not advanced medically at that to that level.
Okay. Okay.
And yes, I can say that financially we were not sound that we can go all over India also to find a doctor at when she was born. So when in standard 6 she had this difficulty. I like connected with one of my friend who's a like orthopedic surgeon for grown up people. But he suggested a few doctors, and we went to all the doctors, and one of the doctor gave us few options which we thought it's viable to go for it.
Okay.
So that is where we started treating her conditions.
Okay.
And during those periods, she underwent 7 surgeries, 4 major and 3 minor, in a period of uh, 5 years.
Wow. 7 surgeries in 5 years.
Yes.
Wow. Wow. So how did it turn out after the surgeries?
Today, by God's grace, she walks, she swims, she cycles, she plays squash. She is working. She left our country and she is now settled in Netherlands. So she is established now, and she is a young lady, and she is taking care of herself, confident enough. With all the challenges of her life, still She has built up her confidence in her own way, and she has taken care of herself and taking care of and learning and changing on a day-to-day basis, mindfully doing the things. So this has given me my happiness. Yes, as a mother, there are times I have to say sorry. I didn't know that this is something would have a bad effect on you. But I'm not ashamed of saying sorry to her because I know this is a mistake I have done. That is where it has to be corrected. So that is where it has to be addressed. But yes, it has been done and it has been taken care of. And I'm really like we both are, me and my husband Philip, we both are very proud of her. Very, very proud. She is an automobile engineer, settling down. I won't say settled. She's settling down. She just got her new project. So settling down slowly.
Wow, wow, like you got me tearing up. It's okay. Your story is so touching. It's so touching. Wow, wow. Like I'm just looking at how, from all the way when she was much younger, and I'm still like my eyes are still watering. All the way when she was younger, all the experiences you had with societal pressures and all that, not being sure whether to let her go for surgery or not, and you didn't even know that there was this double diaper treatment. You didn't even know, but you were committed to giving her all the support, everything she needed to thrive. I'm so glad you didn't put her down, you didn't look down on your child, and you didn't give up, because sometimes when you have a child who has a disability, it comes with a lot of challenges, and it takes a lot of courage for parents to go through all the, like, the struggles, to be able to raise that child. But you found the courage and you were willing to support her. You didn't decide, okay, because you are limping, I'm not going to put you into swimming because you're limping. You were putting her through cycling, every sport that she's playing, squash, she's playing, like, and now she's an automobile engineer and she's settling. Like, this is so beautiful, and I can tell, I can see the smiles on your face being like with a proud mama moment for you.
Yes.
Wow, congratulations.
Thank you, Dana. I would like to share something also that while during the surgeries, it was expensive. It was not very easy spending
Yeah,
in a period of 5 years, 40 lakhs and all.
yeah.
But when we were doing it, so that time people used to say, and in our country, like getting our girl child married is more important than anything else. So people used to say, why you're spending on her such a huge amount for just for a correction. Again, her studies are left out. Again, her marriage is left out. So
Yeah,
how are you going to manage this?
yeah.
Let even if she is limping or if, even if she is having, let her manage with this. That is the time when me and my husband Philip, we together jointly decided whatever it might be, let's put our hands together and fight out this particular battle.
Wow.
And it's not just the physical pain she went through. Physical pain was tremendous after surgery, all the exercises that she had got. But even during that, the mental health also got affected.
Tell me about it. Tell me about it. Mental health.
So she had anger issues. Was getting anxiety bouts. As she was not able to attend the schools continuously, regularly, she lost touch with the people. And many people around us, then they also didn't know how to handle the situation.
Okay.
They would just talk about the operation, next surgery, what is happening. Is she okay? So only surgery and her pain was a discussion. There was a point of time when she stopped going and mingling with other people.
Okay.
She didn't want to go into any kind of gathering.
Okay. Okay. So
That is,
how did you handle that part? Because it's what you're saying, like, it happens a lot when you have a child with a disability, or you have a child with special needs. sometimes the society is not, it's not really welcoming of, them. You really need to find yourself in a place where people are open to showing them like lots of love. And this is very crucial, like, to anybody listening. If you have, a neighbor, or even a child, or somebody around you whom you think or you see that has one disability or the other, or has special needs, like, the best you can do is to show them love, because they need it.
Yeah. So there was a period of time we had very few counted friends. We were not interacting much in the society. So we were in our own world. So whenever we got chance, we went for a long drive. We went, had our own picnics and all. Social gathering was difficult because again, then during the surgeries, there was like many instances where she has to wear differential shoes and all, which people used to look at her very in a very awkward way. She used to feel very awkward with that also. She didn't want to explain herself to anyone. So those are the times when we were not connecting with people, because people also won't understand what she is going through and how to handle. It's nobody's fault. I won't point a finger on anyone because it's no one's fault. No one, unless and until you go through it, you won't understand it.
Yeah, yeah.
So I believe that, and so I can't blame anyone. But my challenges, yeah, I got some good friends also during my challenges. Some of my friends and my parents, to a certain extent, they supported us. So there are friends who had supported. Friends were the main people, even relatives were not present in our life. Friends were the main, there are few countable friends who were there for all the ups and downs. And till today, we have connection with them. They have bonded with us more than a family member. So yes, this difficult situation brought us to a knowledge that who is there for you.
Who's there for you? Who's really there for you? Wow, wow. So Dr. Rini, I think now you're a counselor, and then you counsel parents a lot. I'm particularly interested in how you rebuilt your daughter's self-esteem, how you shaped that, how, like you were mentioning, at some point there were mental health issues, she was having anxiety and all that. And then through all of that, now she's settling, she's an automobile engineer. That's huge. She's living her life, she's doing all the sports, the surgery work, that piece, from here to there. How did you shape that? And in your counseling, what do you teach now for parents to know?
So my journey from a parent, just a parent, to becoming a counselor, this is a story where, as I said, with all the pains and all, and during certain surgeries for 3 months, for 6 months, she used to be in one room without moving anywhere. So that had taken a toll on her. So her confidence level was affected, her self-esteem was affected. She had anger bouts. So I wanted, at even at that period of time, I wanted a help of a counselor, a person who can support her, give her the right kind of support. But I didn't find the person, whomever I approached, I didn't find educate enough to give her that kind of support or guidance to come out of this particular situation. So that is where I shifted my profession from just an educator to a counselor. So I started doing my research, I started educating myself, appearing for my exams, reading a lot of things. Her food habits had to be changed. So I was not getting, and for me, every time visiting to a far off place is not possible because I have my responsibility in the hometown also. So yes, I did my own set of research, I did my own set of studies, and then I decided, okay, when I'm helping my daughter, let me help be professionally qualified to be somewhere where I can help others also.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
So my helping or supporting my daughter, I could see the changes. I won't say, since I didn't have a mentor to guide me that this is how your counseling should be, but it was more of a trial and error. But it was a slow shift, but I could see the shift.
You could see
So
the
that gave me
impact.
the confidence that I need to work on myself and my ability to help the
The
children.
children
So
also.
when I see the changes in my daughter building up slowly, that gave me the reason, a very big reason for me to shift from an educator to become a counselor.
Wow, what a heavy and impactful conversation. Dr. Rini's story is packed with faith, courage, and resilience. I have been touched in so many ways, and I hope you have too. We'll take a break here. In our next episode, we'll bring you a part 2 of her story. We'll delve deeper into her journey from being an educator to a counselor. We'll also look at the impact she's made on the lives of many parents out there, and also what her advice is for parents who are dealing with similar circumstances. Be sure to stay with us. We want to thank you all for staying with us up until this point. If you want to follow Dr. Rini Mathai, you can find her on LinkedIn at Dr. Rini Mathai. You can find the link to her page in the description of this video. If you want to follow the Dairy Mom, you can find us on Facebook, TikTok, and on LinkedIn at The Dairy Mom. And on Instagram, you find us at @the Dairy Mom. We are also happy to announce that our blog is launched. Visit www.thedairymom.com/blog for more inspiring stories. Thank you once again for staying with us today. And as we wrap up, my question to you is, what is your hashtag, The Dairy Mom Story? Join me and let's do this together. My name is Diana Adair, and I am The Dairy Mom.